Hey guys, this is Coop from GarageGymReviews.com, and today I have something a little bit out of the ordinary. So you know how most J-cups, they have UHMW plastic on the bottom and the back, and then on the actual hook part there's nothing, and as I'll show you, this gets ground down over time. You've noticed it and starts wearing away at your knurl. Well, I found a guy on Thingiverse who created a 3D printed, basically plastic cover that goes over that. I'm going to show you basically what it is, how it was built, and how I think this could be used in the future. Let's do it. Most J-cups have this issue. This is basically a Rogue R3 J-cup. This is like what you'd see mostly. This is just a UHMW plastic back and then bottom. For some reason, companies haven't adopted this yet, except on sandwich style J-cups. But for most people, those are like more expensive than they should be, and these are just what comes standard with your rack anyways. So I've told companies in the past, like, really the part of the actual J-cup that gets worn down the most is the hook part right here. As you can see, that thing is just trashed, and you can see there's knurling built in there. A lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm using a Kabuki strength power bar that's 250,000 tensile strength, and so it's just ripping through that metal. But that said, this can happen with any bar. But the issue is not that you're wearing through the J-cup. I could care less about protecting the J-cup. These are really cheap. What I care about is protecting the knurling on my bar. Because what happens is that knurling at the end of your shaft on the bar ends up getting worn down because of the J-cup. Okay, so then when you go to use it for things like snatches or snatch deadlifts, it's worn down and there's no like knurling even there. So it's like, why even have knurling there in the first place? Okay, so companies need to take notice of this, and this is where this guy, his name's Geekins on Thingiverse, he's also on Instagram, I'll put a link in the bio so you can check him out, came up with this idea. Here, come to my office, I'll show you. Okay, my reverse hyper standing desk. Okay, so this is a standard Rogue RML Monster Light J-cup. This one actually, this is the piece that was 3D printed. It has one hole. These have two. I think this would work better with a Titan one. That said, if I really wanted to make this work with this, I could either punch holes in this to screw it in, or I could just, you know, basically punch out a hole in the bottom of this to make it work. That said, I kind of wanted to see how they work. I don't plan to use them long term. So all you have to do is take an Allen key and take the bolts off on this J-cup. I'll do that real quick. They're off. So that leaves you this UHMW plastic piece. This is going to be more durable than this plastic piece that I got 3D printed. They can 3D print in different materials, but I don't think you can 3D print UHMW plastic yet. That said, this isn't going to be as durable as this, but I think it's going to be close enough to kind of, you know, see how it performs. So all you do is you take this and then slide it over the top, and theoretically it should fit perfect. So there's a little bit of a gap there, but I think if I worked it in a little bit more, it may work. You could also just set this on top of the UHMW plastic that's already there. So as you can see, this is the old J-cup. So notice how there's that lip there, that gets ground down. Now, instead of that part getting ground down, there's a plastic piece that's over the lip to protect it and protect the bar. So let's go put this on the rack and see how it works. For anybody that's worked out for any period of time, you recognize that when you set up for a squat or a bench, you basically pull the bar to the back of the J-hook till it's basically at the back, and then you like, just to set your grip. Everybody I've seen spotted does this. I always do it, but I kind of like turn the bar a little bit, especially when I'm benching, because I'm just trying to find my grip and kind of get motivated to get under, and then I pull under the bar. Well, as you do that, especially if you have a really like nice sharp knurl, that's going to grind into the J-cup. Over time, that J-cup can end up breaking. That said, I said this earlier, I don't care about the J-cup, but what happens is your knurling ends up getting worn down in those areas. So if you're using a nice Olympic weightlifting bar or something like that, that's going to end up wearing that knurling down. It's going to be a problem. So come over to this side and I'll show you. This is the J-cup with the plastic on there. So as you come back, there's no like metal to metal contact, which is what companies are trying to avoid in the first place anyways. It's the reason they put UHMW plastic on the J-cups in the first place. It's the reason that, you know, they put UHMW plastic on the safety bars. It's the reason that safety straps have become so popular. It's the reason they put UHMW plastic on your gun racks. It's because they don't want any metal to metal contact on the knurling because it wears it down. So why in the world is the piece that's used more than any other, the J-cup, the one that's resting a bar on there with tons of weight, why does it feature a part that can have metal to metal contact? That's a big issue, and I see no reason that companies should continue to make the J-cups the way they do without offering something like this. So with this, you punch it to the back, you grind it, you're not causing any wear to your knurling, you're just causing wear to the J-cup, the UHMW plastic. What you can see is this J-cup, as I've worn it down, it's just starting to wear into the plastic. So if that's UHMW plastic, or if it's this, that's just gonna wear into there. But these plastic pieces are so cheap to replace that if you eventually wear this down, which it's gonna take you a while, you can just order a new set from a company. So here's the benefit for a company, okay? Because a lot of representatives are probably watching this. One, people are gonna experience less wear on their barbells, so they're gonna like it better. Two, this is going to be a product that you can also sell because people are going to want to replace the plastic cover that's on their basically their J-cups more often, because it's going to end up wearing that piece, because that's the part of the J-cup that ends up wearing the quickest. And three, you can be the first company to do it. You know, because everybody's talking about when they come out with something new, we're the first company to offer yada yada yada. Okay, so be the first company to make this. I'll buy it, and I know a lot of other people will buy it as well. So I've got a bar, it's a Cerakote bar, it's the Rogue Operator Bar 3.0. I'll grab it and kind of show you what I'm talking about with this tearing into the knurling. Okay, so this bar really isn't that old. I've got some older Ohio bars that are a lot worse than this, but as you can see, this knurling has started to just flatten in this section. So what that ends up doing is it ends up leaving these marks. It's a lot more evident on a Cerakote bar because you can kind of see the Cerakote wearing away. But that's an issue because that leaves less gripping surface for you when you're snatching. And this is a bar that's used for snatching because it's just a general purpose CrossFit type barbell. So guys that are like running commercial facilities or CrossFit gyms, and they're having these crappy J-cups without any plastic on the hook part, that's end up wearing the knurling off your bars, which means you're gonna have to replace your bars sooner, and you're probably gonna have to replace your J-cup sooner. So that's an issue, okay? This isn't just for home gym owners, this is for commercial gym owners as well. So I think this solution is genius. I wish everybody could afford sandwich J-cups, but at this time, they're really too pricey for most people, and people already have these J-cups made. So somebody make this, sell it, make it adaptable for all the different J-cups that are out there, and you're gonna sell out of them. You're gonna sell a ton of them. But I would like to see a different material than this one that's made, because I feel like this one's gonna wear out quicker than, say, UHMW plastic. So this has been Coop from GarageGymReviews.com. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Let me know what you think about this little piece. I'll put a link in the bio so you can check it out on Thingiverse, and you can get it printed if you want. But thanks for being a part. Leave a comment. We'll see you next time. Peace.